Hey guys, thought I'd bring you a little solds video to show you some things that I've sold in the past couple of weeks. And I have a category of shame in my store that I just call discount. And I would look through my inventory about a week or two ago, and I looked at items that just would not move. Maybe they were something I bought a year or 2 years ago. Things that I should have never purchased. Things that just for whatever reason aren't selling. And I put them in a category called discount. And I have been discounting that category by like 50 and 60% to try and move these items out. So a lot of the items that you're going to see are those items, and they are underwhelming in what they sold for. They didn't sell for that much, but I was able to move them out of my inventory, make a few bucks, and free up some space for newer and fresher inventory. I bet if you look through your inventory, you probably have some items that are stale, that you bought when you were less experienced, and they're just sitting there and you don't really know what to do with them. So that is an option of something you can do, which is just create that discount category and run a special sale on just those items. So again, like I said, I've been doing 50 and 60% on those items. I probably won't go over 60%. All of them I charge shipping on. And I think that's really important that you make sure that you are charging shipping on all of these items that you're marking down significantly, because you don't want it to end up costing you money. So anyway, there are some of those. There's probably about 40% of those in this group of items that I'm going to show you, maybe more, maybe 50%. And then some regular items. Now, I have been running sales every day, probably, since before Christmas. Probably around the 1st of December, I started running sales every day, because I'm hoping that running a sale will improve the visibility of my listings and entice a buyer. Because let's face it, we have been conditioned to shop during a sale. And most of us will shop during a sale and buy things we don't necessarily need or want just because they're cheap. So I'm hoping that, having sales will improve my listing visibility. Also, when I relist items, I will go in and either raise or lower them a penny. Sometimes if I'm going to run a lower percentage sale, let's say like a 5 or 10% sale, maybe I'll add best offer to a lot of items. I have gone through and removed free shipping from nearly all my items, because I figure if I'm going to be more aggressive in the discounts that I'm going to offer, then they need to pay for shipping. And these are just some techniques that I'm using to try and improve sales. And I know that my sales are off about 30%, a little more than 30% right now. And I think that is something that is fairly common with a lot of other resellers. And maybe not. Maybe you're not experiencing that based on the types of items that you sell, but the people that I'm talking to say their sales are down. I am expecting sales to pick back up, though, because tax time is right around the corner. So people will start filing their taxes probably in the next week or two, especially those people that are expecting money back. And once those monies start hitting their accounts, they'll start shopping again. So I'm hoping that our sales will improve soon. But until then, I'm just going to keep pushing and doing everything that I can to generate sales on eBay. So here we go with the first item. This is Southwestern wallpaper border. This is nothing I would ever hang in my house. It's just not my style or my taste. But I know that it's very popular with a large segment of folks. They like that Southwestern style. I probably paid no more than 99 cents for each one of these, and I sold them both for $23.20 during a 25% off sale, and I added a flat rate first class shipping cost to this listing, so they paid $26.20. I bought this because I was going to use it, and it's a potpourri crock, so it's pretty small. Probably holds a cup or two. And I've thought about doing the melts in them, but I've done some reading, and I have heard that the melts will sometimes smoke in these, and I certainly don't want to generate smoke. So I decided to just sell this. This sold during a 25% off sale. I think I paid $2.99 for it, so I was really just looking to get money back on it. But it sold for $14.99 plus shipping, and this and the last item will go out today. I bought these a long time ago, and it's just because they were really cool, large cylinders. I have one in my kitchen right now with utensils in it, but I just could not get these to sell. So I sold one for $9.30 plus shipping. And actually, what I did not know is I sold two. And the buyer emailed me last night and said, hey, I paid for two of these, so I now have to ship another one. And it's probably going to cost me about $9.30 to ship it. So I'm going to lose money on this. But, you know, it's my mistake, and I own that, and I'll just move on with it. So there you go. This is a pair of vintage Sunbeam Mixmaster dough hooks, and I sell these as soon as I get them in. So I listed these, and I think they sold the very next day for $14.99 plus $3 shipping. These are vintage paint by numbers. This is a pretty large one. It was a 16 by 12, and probably I would guess in the 70s, but I'm not sure. And for whatever reason, they're very popular. If you find these, look them up, because I bet that they will sell nicely. And generally, they don't, you know, when you're looking to buy them in the thrift stores, they don't want much for them. I got these at the Goodwill outlet. They were actually framed. There's another one I'll show you. But they were actually framed, and I took them out of the frames and just took the cardboard. That way it wouldn't cost me as much in weight. And this sold practically immediately. One sold right after I listed it. The other one sold by the next day, I think. So this is a vintage paint by number deer and fawn. And again, I probably did not pay $1 for both of them. This one sold for $19.99, and they paid shipping. This is part of my 60% off sale. You can see this is kind of an older listing. Look at those pictures. Woo! But this is a deep sea fishing electronic handheld game. It's by Radica. And for some reason, I could not get this to sell. And so I just decided to blow it out. And so they paid $5.99 for it plus shipping. This is a Samsung remote that I picked up probably for 50 or 99 cents, and it sold for $9.99 with free shipping. When I'm running my sales, I typically do not put anything in the sale that is less than like 15, 16 bucks. I could, but you know, I just don't want to, like this, for example, $9.99, 25% off would have put it at $7.50, plus it was free shipping. So I just don't want to get into that low of a profit margin. So I don't put things that are this low of a dollar amount into a sale generally. This is that other paint by number. This is one of Swan's, also 16 by 12. And it sold for $23.99. I priced this one a little higher than the other one because I did not see this one as a sold on eBay anywhere, nor did I see it listed. So I thought it was kind of unusual, maybe a little more rare. And I did notice that the artist did not have strong talent, and that there are some flaws in this painting, because I think that it's important to point out. So here's some close-up views of this paint by number. Actually, this one is not too bad, but you can see some of the area where they've not painted. But anyway, yeah, you can see here, not that great. But it's still sold within 24 hours of it being listed for $23.99 plus shipping. This is a Presto Minimax compact food processor work bowl, And this sold probably within a couple of days of being listed. I love parts. We talk about that a lot. And I have started labeling my parts. These are removable labels because I don't want it to be a big sticky mess for the buyer when they get it. But I've started labeling like this, so on items that are this size, so that I can determine what's what when they're in my inventory, because I'm starting to get so many different parts. This is a lot of vintage 1965 Aurora model slot track. And I bought this. I was with Holly. We bought it at a church sale over a year ago. We paid 75 cents for the lot. We've sold 5 or 6 lots out of it, but I just couldn't get rid of the last little bit. So I decided to put it in my 60% off sale, and I sold all of the last bit that I had. So there was this lot and another lot, and I've sold them both. There were 22 pieces of track here. They paid shipping. This was a good sale. It's a SpongeBob SquarePants Holiday Nutcracker Nickelodeon Kurt Adler, and it was in the box, and it looked practically new. This was an overseas purchase, and when you see something like this, even if it's not something that you would be interested in per se, this particular item has a lot of stuff going for it. There's a huge following for SpongeBob SquarePants. A lot of people like him. There is a huge following for nutcrackers, and some people collect those. And then I'm not sure about Kurt Adler, but I bet that there is a group of people, a very small segment of people, that follow or collect Kurt Adler. So lots of stuff going for it. I love that it was original in the box. And I think I paid $6.99 or $5.99 for this guy, and it sold at 25% off for $69.18. This is also another example of a Christmas item, or an item you would consider a Christmas item, selling after the season, because this sold on January 12th. Here is another pair of replacement beaters, and when I part out a mixer, it seems like the beaters are the first things to go. So these are Braun Multi-Mix replacement beaters that I had listed for $19.99, and I sold them at 25% off. Now note, I'm running all these sales, so I'm keeping that in mind when I'm pricing my items at their base price. I know I'm going to run a sale. I know it's probably going to at least be 20%, or it's going to be 5-10% with best offer added. So when I do that, I want to make sure that I price higher on the higher end, and I may even price above market when I do that. But there is something about there being a sale that people will purchase your item. So I hope that it helps with visibility. This is the last piece that I had of that clay art chili home decor. So I bought a lot of this for, I believe I paid $5.50 or $8, or I didn't pay very much for this, but there were salt and pepper shakers, a napkin holder, utensil holder. There were some little salsa bowls with spoons. There was this large bowl and a pitcher, and I got all of it for, I think I got all of it for, I want to say $5.50, but maybe it was $11. Maybe $11 was the half off price. But I have made so much money on this stuff. But this was the last piece. It finally sold for $20.04 at a 25% off discount. We have talked about parting out but hot roller sets. I have the hardest time selling the sets, but I tend to be able to sell the clips. So this is a Remington Ionic Curler 20 roller clips, basically. And I sold those for $13.99. And $13.99 with free shipping. And I believe these were still in the original packaging, but we pulled them out to take the pictures. This was something I kind of bought on a whim. It wasn't in the greatest condition, but it's a pond de-icer. So basically it is a floating heater, and you plug it in, you put it in your pond, and it heats the pond up. This is one of those things that I should never have purchased. I paid like $4.99 for it, but I didn't look in the box. And when I looked in the box after getting it home, it was a pretty disgusting condition. This is like calcium and lime, which I could have cleaned, but you know, there just wasn't the profit in this, in the being as used as it was. So it did work, and did have the box. Finally, it sold at 50% off for $20.79 plus shipping. Also, it was super heavy, so that did not help, you know, with the making the shipping costs so expensive. Here is my sea turtle and coral resin table lamp that I purchased for, I think, $6.99, I think $5.99, something like that. Look how pretty this lamp is, with its little coral details, little sea turtle details. Did have this one area of damage that could be easily hidden. I packed this in a box. I bubble wrapped it and put it in a box, stuffed that box with paper, and then I put that box in another box and stuffed paper around the, you know, in between the gap in the smaller box that was inside the larger box. And clearly I don't even know what I'm saying this morning. But anyway, I had this listed at $154. There were no comps listed on eBay or sold on eBay, nor were there anything similar on WorthPoint. All I could find was this lamp, new, on a website for $250. So I priced it at $154. I ran it at 30% off, and somebody bought it for $108 plus shipping. And this shipped to Florida, which seems like an apt place for it to go. So I hope they love it. I love this lamp. I love lamp, but you know, I can't keep everything. So this was a really nice sale. This is an Erlex spray station. It's a paint spraying kit. Looked new. I couldn't test it basically because it didn't have the spray can, and I don't know what I would be doing anyway because I've never used a sprayer like this. But so I did explain all of that in the listing. I got this at a church sale, I think, for about $5, and it sold for $64.16. Let's see. All right, this is a Southern Living at Home Gail Pittman bowl. I purchased this at Goodwill for $4.99. I can never remember exactly the dollar amount. It's probably in the listing somewhere, but it's immaterial really at this point. I always know within $1, so. But I think this was $3.99. I love this. I almost wanted to keep it because it's really gorgeous. It did not last very long. I don't think it was listed. It was listed less than a month, and it sold. It was a bear to ship this because it was about 16 inches wide at the top, and if you look, you can see how it flares. I love this detail. It's so pretty. And but it sold for $28.83 during a 30% off sale. This is an Onkyo remote control that I picked up for 99 cents. Interesting. Always look up your there's a picture of the battery compartment, but always look up your model number. It should be on the remote somewhere, because there were two Onkyo remotes laying side by side, and I picked them up, and one was worth like $5, and the other one was worth over 20. This one sold during a 25% off sale, so I got $17.76 with free shipping. But I'm glad I didn't buy the other one, because it would have just been something I redonated or laid around here forever. So, yeah, always check those model numbers on your remotes before you give them a purchase. And this is another one of those spoon racks. Spoon racks, spoon racks, spoon racks. I don't know if I showed you this one before, but they always sell for me. I think I may have one or two in my inventory right now that are smaller, but these always sell for me. This one sold for $19.30. I think I gave $1 for this one, and this was during a 25% off sale. Black and Decker Handy Chopper. This sold for $20.42. I think I gave $3 for this, and it was sold during a 25% off sale. This is just a lot of Play-Doh tools, toys that I bought, tools that I bought. They came in this bag. They were really a mishmash of a lot of different ones, but, you know, I did lay them out and take pictures of them. And I think I paid $1 for this, and it sold for $10.29. So this sold, I took a best offer. This was at 50% off. Buyer sent me a message and said, would you take $7 for just the rook cards? And I thought, you know what, I cannot get rid of these. So I went ahead and took $7 for the rook cards with free shipping just to get this out of my inventory. The Uno cards I have in a bag for Holly, so they'll play with those. But yeah, this is so old. This listing is so old, it's on my black background. I don't even use that black background anymore. So this is an Emerson Sylvania combo DVD VCR combo remote control, and I paid 99 cents for this, and it sold for $16.14 plus shipping. And it didn't take long for this. I think this sold within days of listing it. Playtex Diaper Genie. Man, I thought this would be a good buy, but this is a bulky item that weighs about a pound. So shipping was a little expensive on this. I ran it at 50% off. I charged $4.99 for shipping. Maybe this went first class. Maybe I was able to do it at 16 ounces. I don't remember, but yeah, I got this out of my inventory, and I think I paid 99 cents for that. This is a Monster High Doll Katrine Demuse Scaremeister, and I got this in that lot of Monster High Dolls that I got at the Goodwill outlet in that bag. I have sold almost all of them. I think I only have a couple left, and this one sold for $15.06 with free shipping. These, oh my gosh, I've had these for at least 2 years probably. And this was a result of me watching somebody else's video, and they said, hey, you should buy these. These always sell. And I guess they do always sell, because there is another one in this video. But it really, I guess, depends on the model and all of that. And these weren't in the best condition. So anyway, I think I paid $1 or $2 for them. They finally sold at $8.99 with paid shipping. They paid for padded flat rate shipping. Padded flat rate envelope. Here is a set of Remington hot rollers that sold for $4.64 plus shipping. Had I been smarter, I would have just pulled the clips out and sold them for more. But, you know, you win some, you lose some, and some get rained out, is what my old algebra teacher used to say. So I finally got these out of my inventory, and I'm happy about that. This I've had for two or 3 years. This is basically a snow tube, and I sold it for $7.12, and the buyer actually was local, so he picked it up. Here's an IBM keyboard that was practically new, was in really, really good condition, and I was able to get $11.64 plus shipping for this guy. So glad this is gone. Paid a couple of bucks for this. The box was damaged. The item was new. And finally, I just couldn't get rid of it. I mean, this is a really terrible picture, but if you look at everything in there, I mean, it's really good. But $9.84 during a 60% off sale, and they paid shipping. This is another one from the 60% off sale. Look at that black background. This has probably been at least a year ago that I listed this, and just couldn't get it to sell. But it is a toner cartridge, and it finally sold for $7.25 with them paying shipping. So this is a lot of rings that I've had a lot of fun with. My husband pulled them from the inventory at work, and his boss sent them home to me. And I have actually gifted a lot of the rings out of them for to different folks, to daughters, to, you know, that kind of thing. I have a couple of them myself. Some of them were 925, not that many. A lot of duplicates, and you know, they're just fashion rings. But so I tried to sell them locally, couldn't. Tried to sell them on eBay, couldn't. And finally I just decided to put them in my 60% off sale, because everything that I would make on these would be profit after fees, of course. Funny story is, my sister texted me Monday and said, what's your store name? And so I told her, and she said, you know, your cousin wants to know. So, you know, fine, great. And just a little while later, these rings sold, and then I got a message. And I'm thinking, oh gosh, this is not going to be good. They're going to want to cancel. But it was actually my cousin saying, hey, it's me, and I purchased these rings, and I think it's so cool that you sell on eBay, and could you give me any pointers? So really cool. So I sent these to my cousin. She lives in another state, and wrapped them up really nicely. I sent her a card or a handwritten note, and offered to do anything I could to give her a hand. So it's just a funny roundabout way that she bought all of these rings, and said basically her mom and sisters would enjoy going through them and picking them out. So I know how much fun I had doing that, so I hope they have that much fun doing it too. This is the other electric blanket controller. If you'll remember, I picked this up thrifting about a week or so ago, maybe a little longer. Time flies. I don't think I paid very much for it. I might have paid $3 for it, but ended up selling it within a couple of days for $14.99 with free shipping. Here's the other lot of that vintage track. This is actually a lot of controllers, and I think there is a power booster or something here. I don't know. I don't do stuff. I don't do electronics. Anyway, but I noted that all of these components are untested and are being sold as is. This went during the 60% off sale for $12.83 with them paying shipping. This is something I paid 35 cents each for these bells. These creepy little bells, but they're made in Italy, so I thought they would do better. They just don't. They're lead crystal. I paid 35 cents. I sold them for $7.26 on the 60% off with them paying shipping. I haven't had these that long, maybe 3-4 months, but I just wanted to get rid of them. I don't know why I ever bought them. You know, do you go through that? Do you buy something and then immediately regret it, and then you don't even want to list it? I mean, I hate when I buy things like that, but I still do it. I mean, there's still an emotional component to shopping for me, but I'm getting better. Okay, so buy these if you see them, is my opinion. This one is an unusual one. I had not seen this one. This is a smiling cat apron hook. This is the side view. It mounts to the wall. This one that had the screws inside, and I actually had to cover up a black mark. they had written on this porous ceramic in black ink the price. So I just covered it up, and then I just took a picture letting them know that it was there. Who cares? It's against the wall. But yeah, this I paid a dollar or two for this guy, I think, and it sold for $25.80, 82 cents at 20% off. So I most of the ones that I have bought have all sold. The only one that hasn't sold is a small duck one. I do have a large duck one too, but it has damage to one eye. But that's a newer listed one. But there is a small duck one that just hasn't sold, and I may have to look at putting that in my discount bin so that I can get rid of it. But these do sell. I used to sell these regularly, but I guess they've kind of fallen out of fashion. This is a Danish modern magazine rack, and I've sold these for, $30 before. They just wasn't selling. And finally, I got it to sell for $12.60 plus shipping. This sold within a day or two of being listed. This is a West Bend crock pot slow cooker replacement lid. This one happens to be plastic. It wasn't in all that great a shape, and I could not get some of the grease off of it. You see what I mean? But it was like baked on. But I took pictures to show them, let them know that the glass looked a little milky. And this one actually snuck through on sale. I typically will start my sale at like $16.50. But I think I forgot to click the button to exclude this one, but that's fine. This came as an entire slow cooker. I think I've already sold the cord. But this was an entire slow cooker that I paid $2-3 for, and this is already sold. And then I think the cord is in here too. This shipped out yesterday. It is a little desk lamp, tiny little desk lamp that I bought because I thought it was so cute. Paid a couple of bucks, $3.99 I think, for this, and it sold at a 25% off discount for $18.56 with shipping paid. These are called Willow Hall Age of Elegance hat collection. I paid $7.50 for 7 of them. I sold, clearly I sold 3 of them already for I think about $20, and then these sold at 25% off for $21.80 plus shipping, and these did go, they paid for first class shipping, but I think I shipped these at a padded flat rate. Here is a Craig digital to analog broadcast converter with remote control. So remember a few years ago when we went from analog signal to digital signal, we had to, get the digital box. This one converts the digital to analog, and I paid a couple bucks for it. It wouldn't sell. Finally, at 60% off, it sold for $11.80, and I think I paid $2 or $3 for this guy. The buyer did pay shipping. So weird that I've had 3 different models of Black & Decker Space Maker can openers in my inventory for at least a year and a half. And I sold 2 of them this week. Very, very bizarre. I don't understand. This one sold for $37.30 with the buyer paying shipping during a 20% off sale. And these are long tail, but they're good money makers. So you might want to consider looking these up when you find them. Here's the slow cooker cord, and it sold for $12.99 with free shipping. This little guy I thought was cute, but wasn't worth much. I paid $1 for it, I think, and it sold for $6 with $3 shipping. These are really cool Australian Aboriginal coasters with artist renderings on the top. So really kind of cool art. They are cork bottom. This is the bottom of the holder, but they're cork wood bottom. This was like a carved wood holder. Really cool. I paid a couple bucks for these. They sold at 20% off for $17.22, and the buyer paid shipping. Here's that other Black & Decker Space Maker can opener. This is an older model. There is significant yellowing on this plastic. This is see how sun damaged the plastic is, but I did demonstrate that. I did talk about it. So this one was priced a little cheaper, sold for $30.74 with the buyer paying shipping. These I had planned to put them in a padded flat rate, but I ended up paying $1 or $2 extra in shipping and putting them in a Region A box, just so that I didn't want to risk them being too cramped in that padded flat rate. I just didn't feel good about it, so I paid the additional shipping. All right, that looks like we're done. That's it. Those are my sales for like the last 2 weeks. I'm going to continue to run sales. I'm going to continue listing and blowing things out. They're just not selling that were probably not very good purchases to begin with. You know, you just keep moving forward, and I encourage you to play around with your store. Run a sale. If you don't know how to run a sale, send me a Facebook message, put a comment below the video, whatever you need. We'll talk about how to run a sale if you're not comfortable with doing it. Set up store categories. If you don't have store categories, it's a good way to manage your inventory. These are self-created categories. There are some pre-populated. That way you can isolate a group of items that you might want to run a sale on, and you know, just run a sale on those. If you're not doing that, I recommend that you do. Look at bulk editing your listings and increasing the price by a penny or decreasing it by a penny. Something about touching your listings like that makes Cassini happy, and it will sometimes generate sales. If you're not going to run a sale, consider adding best offer. If you're going to add best offer, I suggest that your prices should be at the higher end of the spectrum. These are my personal beliefs. So just take them for that. They're my personal beliefs, but I think that your prices should be at the higher end of the spectrum, because there is something subconscious about someone making an offer. They may make an offer on your higher priced item and get the satisfaction of thinking they got a better deal because you were willing to deal with them. They got you. They saved some money. So, play around with your store and see what you can do to generate some sales. And maybe your sales aren't off. Mine are, but I'm just going to keep pushing through. And tomorrow I get to go shopping with Chris in Cincinnati. She found a large indoor rummage sale that starts at 8 o'clock. So I'm going to get up early and drive to Cincinnati and meet her, and we're just going to shop until we drop. And of course there will be a live haul video after that. Of course, why wouldn't there be? So you guys look for that coming up. I'm hoping to get to it on Saturday night. I'm not sure I will. It may go into Sunday, because after I get up at 6 and drive all the way down there and shop all day and then drive all the way back, it may just be too much. But I'm really looking forward to sharing all of the wonderful finds with you and telling you what the experience was like. So I'm looking forward to all of that. You guys, I hope you're doing well. I hope that these haul video or these sales videos helps you in some way. And obviously it's really early and I haven't had my coffee, but I'm going to get on that. Just remember, though, that the dream works when you do. So keep dreaming and keep working, and I'll see you guys later.